Dang it!
Here we go.
The Fishin Show with JT Kenney is brought to you by Florida Space Coast. Plan your next adventure at visitspacecoast.com. American Bait Works. B&W Trailer Hitches. Ardent Reels. Mercury. Go Boldly. Falcon Boats. Go Fish. Nichols Lures. Trocar. Greenway Plants reminds you to thank a farmer. Power Pole.
In this episode of The Fishin Show with JT Kenney, we are in my absolute favorite time of the year. We just got back from our last trip where we were filming up north, came back down, we're back here in the Palm Bay area, and it is December, it is pre-spawn, and it is the most wonderful time of the year. All the fish have come up out of the little deep water pits and out of the canals. The water's not, flowing too much anymore. They're all getting ready to spawn. Like I say, they're in that pre-spawn stage right now. That means they're going to the heaviest cover they can find up on the flats. And guess what? That's when we get to get the big weight out, the big weight in the dagger, and we are gonna target those fish in those really, really heavy hydrilla mats and those heavy hyacinth beds, and the hyacinths even on top of the hydrilla for like a double whammy of heavy cover. This is gonna be fun. Come along. Right now starts The Fishin Show with JT Kenney. Let's do this. Little fellas start the day just like we thought they were going to be in those heavy grass mats. Well, this water's really starting to cool off. I mean, I can just feel how cool that fish is. Not a giant. Good way to start the day. Flipping stick. Let's let this guy go. Man, that water is so clear here this time of year. I love it. With that wind blowing in on that edge, you can see that perfect edge of that mat right there. And that just nice little breeze blowing in there on that. Man, that looks absolutely perfect. I'll be hiding underneath that mat just a little bit, waiting to jump out there and grab something. It's what we call down here in Palm Bay a wee lad. We throw a little bit of Irish in there. He's a wee lad. But you know what? Every one of them's fun. All right, we are gonna have to make a move. This is, man, it started out quick. We caught 3 or 4 or 5 real quick. One decent one, nothing really big. But I mean, it's the time of the year. The weather conditions are perfect for this pre-spawn bite, this really heavy matted vegetation. And so far today, we've been punching this heavy hydrilla. And man, we just got to make a change. It has just went really, really quiet on us. And maybe it's just the time of the day. They're just not biting very good right now. But I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and waste our day right here trying to do the same thing. So I'm gonna pick up, I'm still gonna stick with that matted vegetation, but I'm gonna run a little bit further down towards the south end of the lake, fire up that Mercury, run down there, and look at some like that pennywort and lettuce, water hyacinth, you know, any of that kind of stuff that floats on the top that makes a mat. So we're gonna run down there. Hey man, gotta do something different. We out. Hey everybody, it's time for this week's B&W Trailer Hitches trailering tip of the week. And yes, this is a tip, but it's also kind of an observation that I just really learned since I got the Falcon boat. You guys know that I used another kind of boat for 20 some years, right? And just got the Falcon this year. And when I picked it up, I noticed on the trailer that it had these really wide tires. They're almost like car racing tires or something. And I thought, well, you know what? Yeah, that looks pretty cool, whatever. You know, I like cool stuff, but I really didn't think anything about it. And then the first time I trailered the boat, like actually when I left Aquatech Marine with it, I couldn't believe how much better those wide tires made it trailer. Like when you're changing lanes and stuff, there's no more of that sway. I mean, the boat stays perfect right behind the truck all the time. I mean, like I said, it's a tip, but it's also just an observation of mine. It's just, I cannot believe how much better it trailers. That's this week's B&W Trailer Hitches trailering tip of the week. All right, so after my little snafu there when I broke off, I decided, like I said, I wanted to come down here and do something different. So we're just started pitching around these cattails, or these little pieces of junk blown up in these cattails, you know, whether it's hyacinths or water cabbage or whatever. You know, I was still using my big weight, and I just hooked one. I couldn't really tell how big it was, broke off. But anyway, so I decided to go to a skirted rig. If I'm gonna change up, I'm gonna change up a lot. And a skirted rig is just like this. It's the sinker, it's still 1.5 ounce sinker, but it has a skirt on it. You can see underneath of it, I trimmed it up a little bit because I didn't want the full bulk of it. You know, I still got my Trocar TK133 hook on the bottom of it. And I'm gonna put a net bait kicking bee on the back, something that has just a little bit more action. So basically, I'm going from the dagger, that's that nice sleek little, you know, little bait that slides around through everything. I'm going to the kicking bee that's got those little legs on the back. And with the skirted rig, it's going to be a bulkier presentation and a little bit more action too. And like I said, so far it's been pretty slow. I mean, we're getting some bites, but this is not what this lake is supposed to be. So I'm going to change it up a little bit. Like I said, I'm going bulkier and more action. May work, may not. You're probably going to find out here in just a minute, but it might take me longer. Bait, not a big one, but that's a lot of times you got to keep switching those baits up all the time, you know what I mean? And who knows, maybe this will just be just one, but he certainly did mash that chatterbait. Maybe that'll be more to come. Oh, uh-oh, I got him. Almost hooked him in the butthole. Well, we went down the south end of the lake, really tried to get it going down there with the punching you around some of those cattails and stuff like that. Just did not work out the way I thought it was going to. We bounced around a little bit, caught a couple on a chatterbait. Now we've thrown a chatterbait forever, not caught anything on it. Me being the dummy that I am, I left some tackle in the truck, so we're gonna run back to the truck real quick. I'm gonna get a couple of things, and I'm gonna go back to an area that I know in this lake, and I know it's got a lot of fish in it. We're gonna go back there and just put our heads down and see what we can do. But it so far today has been tough. But we're gonna run back to the truck, get some stuff out of the bag of trips, be right back at it.
Here we go.
There's a good one. Yeah, there's a good one. Oh, 2-minute fish handling violation. Oh, he fell off, but that's a good one. It just goes to show, man, like you have to keep, well, let's get the power poles down. Don't want to drift right into that mat, but that's a good one. Trying different things, trying different techniques, doing what it's supposed to do. You know, what the Bass Fishing Manual clearly states in Chapter 7, Verse 6.427, Subchapter B, says that you shouldn't be doing this or should be doing this on this day or that day. And most of the time that's right, and sometimes it's just not. And today's been one of those days. You know, we started out, we thought it was going to be a flipping deal. We got a couple of bites, you know, doing that. Then we started bouncing around. We started throwing a worm. We started throwing a top water. You know, we started throwing a chatterbait, and we caught one here and there, but you could feel that it wasn't the right deal. So every once in a while, man, you just got to go back to an area that you know has a lot of fish in it. You go back to a technique that you know works, and sometimes, even on lakes like this, they're just not biting that well, and you just got to grind it out. That's what we've done today. Finally, a couple of good ones showed up. Oh, starting to come together finally. Starting to come together. Man, that trocar gets him. Not a big one, but I'll take him. Everything starts coming together. So that last one just messed my bait up a little bit. And I got in here and got me another dagger out. You guys know how much I love that 4.5-inch dagger from NetBait. But oh, the secret sauce. Looky, looky, we have the bait fuel. So I got my little bag of daggers. I took them out. I got a couple different colors. I got tilapia magic in there. I got plum magic. Got some black and blue. Squirted the bait fuel down in there. Give it that extra little bit of grab a hold, you know what I mean? As soon as it went through there. Well, it's late in the day and the sun's getting low. Only caught me one big one, but I let him go. I don't know what's up with me in this episode and this singing thing. I was singing at the beginning, singing at the end. I don't know, for as tough a day as we had, you wouldn't think I'd be singing at all. But at least we did catch one. Well, we caught a couple decent ones and one nice one. But man, I'll tell you what, today was a struggle, but it went to show you. So just like I talk about a lot on here, being versatile all the time. And we did that, but guess what? This time it didn't work. I mean, we caught a couple on the chatterbait, you know, we caught one on the worm, the whole thing, you know, but still when it got that tough, I just picked an area of the lake that I know that there's fish and just a technique, you know, punching, me and the punching rig, 7-Eleven extra heavy Halo HFX and my Ardent reel, braided line. I just picked an area of the lake, got in there, put my head down, and like you see, it didn't work out amazingly like most of the fishing shows with JT Kenney, but still it worked out. And it just goes to show that, man, just every day, even in an amazing fishery, you know, like these that we have right here around the Palm Bay area, just sometimes there's just tough days. But if you keep bouncing around, the lesson at this whole thing, other than I'm an idiot, the lesson in this whole thing is that if you just keep your head down, keep grinding away, you'll catch you a big old bass. Thanks for watching this episode of The Fishin Show with JT Kenney.
The Fishin Show with JT Kenney is brought to you by Florida Space Coast. Plan your next adventure at visitspacecoast.com. American Bait Works. B&W Trailer Hitches, Ardent Reels, Mercury, Go Boldly, Falcon Boats, Go Fish, Nichols Lures, Trocar, Greenway Plants reminds you to thank a farmer. Power Pole.